Hi, and welcome to Remember Who the Fuck You Asked the Game Can Change, the Legacy series. The Soul Sisters, the Legacy series. I'm so excited and I'm so grateful to be bringing to you in two parts this epic series. So, the first part is my journey of starting Soul Sisters Legacy, of how it came about, the story behind it, how it's evolved, and my process of expanding it to 2 locations in New South Wales, 2 locations in Queensland, and I'm sure as the series continues, and there will be more. So I want to give you a backstage pass and how it's evolved for me, and hopefully that will inspire you to follow your path and follow your guidance and know what's right for you in your heart and be able to act on that. The second part of it is bringing you incredible soul sisters who are building their legacy and sharing what they do, how they do it, what they're here to do, and how they can help you or serve you or inspire you, and just connect with soul sisters that are doing incredible things. So if that is your jam, let's dive in. So, Soul Sisters Legacy, where'd that come from? So, Soul Sisters Legacy started twofold. If you follow along on my first series and seen where I've been, my journey unfolding, what's transpired and what's got me here, and who I am because of it, right? So just a very short recap. My mum passed away when I was 24 in a divinely guided accident that also was no accident, right? So that started me on my spiritual path. My dad also was in my life. He struggled with mental illness. Now understanding it wasn't mental illness, it was just he didn't know how to handle his gifts. He didn't know how to delve into them. He didn't know how to protect himself. He didn't know how to come out of and stand in his light. And unfortunately that then put him in his darkness, and that was his journey. I also had 2 brothers that had their own journey. I had mine, and we didn't have much to do with each other either. So that left me in a world full of people all alone. Alone in regards to in this 3D version, certainly not alone in regards to above, right? All of the ancestors, my guides, my mum, loved ones were all there, helping and guiding me in ways I had no idea about. So in come my husband and his family, that majority are narcissists, just unhealed, right? That's all it is. Narcissists have, it's a bit of a hype word, and is, I think, misguided in some aspect, because at the end of the day they are just, it's a coping mechanism. It's a learned coping mechanism. It's trauma based. They are just screaming out for someone to hold boundaries, to help them realize that the way that they react isn't okay and isn't going to be acceptable. And that's where lies their transformation, if they choose, or not if they choose. So surrounded by that, and then understanding that I only attracted a narcissist in regards to my husband, because my dad was one and his mother was one, and my mum attracted that because her dad was one. So it's a generational trauma brought through until someone decides to make a change. Someone decides to step up, and someone decides to go, you know what, enough's enough. I'm not passing this down to my kids. No more. Like, line in the sand drawn, no more. And I'm having an incredible and amazing husband that stepped up and also didn't step down and took it on and allowed for the process to happen. It's not an overnight thing, that's for sure. Years upon years, and slowly but surely could recognize in him what was going on, could recognize that the triggers and the reactions was just trauma passed down, and was the way he was taught and treated, and as a result, he was having a choice of whether he was going to continue to pass it down or he was going to make a change, and he made a change, which was incredible. So that change brought about us moving to a completely different state, completely different town, that we knew no one, but we're completely divinely guided here, and to start our journey and to start afresh and start from the beginning. And it has been life-changing. So we had moved from Victoria to New South Wales, and even in Victoria I didn't have my tribe. I didn't have my soul sisters. I had two beautiful women who were with me for a couple of years on their journey, which was incredible. I absolutely loved our time together. But apart from that, I was very isolated still, and very lonely, and had my community online, but it's just not quite the same. And so when we moved to Wollongong in New South Wales, I was connecting with so many different people. I'd been here for 6 months and connected with more people than some people who've been here for 8 years. And that was just my nature, and having that freedom and having that space and out of the survival mode and into thriving mode, and the environment that helped with that was just incredible. That space and that time and that freedom to be me, authentically me, without people having their own opinions or misguided opinions. It gave me the opportunity to really branch out, and I had an idea. I just could see that even I was trying to reach out to the spiritual community here, and I was just getting walls upon walls upon walls, and I'm just thinking, man, what's going on? Like, why do we have this competition mindset? Why do we have this closeness and tightness and restriction to our world? Like, it's why? And I tried to branch into different avenues, and it just wasn't working. And I'm like, you know what? I can't be the only one thinking this. I can't be the only one feeling like this. There's got to be others. There's got to be others that are feeling the same, or noticing, calling in their tribe. So I ran the idea past a couple of ladies, and they both are like, yes, like, that sounds incredible. So I ran with it. I started running circles for soul women, and then opened that up, and a few more come, and then a few more, and then a few more. And around the same kind of time, I went to Bali, into a retreat in Bali with one of my really good friends, Lisa, who is in Queensland, the next state over. And I also met her two sisters there, or got to hang out with them, and I just felt like I'd met my soul sisters. It was incredible, and it was beautiful, and it was it was just, and even they were saying, like, oh my God, you're like the fourth sister. There's 3 of them in total, and it was just so lovely. Lisa and I had built our friendship over a 2-year period, and was then introduced me to her other 2 sisters, and it was just a beautiful moment. And we all said we're like soul sisters, and started a message group, Soul Sisters. And then when I was doing the circles and connecting with other beautiful, incredible healers and spiritual women, those just beginning, or those on their journey, or those who've been doing it for a long time, it just took on another life. And I was deciding on, or finding that I wanted to create a group that we could communicate in. And with having the name Soul Sisters, meeting Lisa and her sisters Stace and Christy, that I'm just like, that's what I want to create. That's what I want people to have. That's what I want to have. And that's where Soul Sisters was born. Now, the legacy part of it came a lot later. The group has been going for, what are we now? August? About 10 months. And it's evolved from just circles, me leading them, to then me going, you know what? I actually don't need to lead these. These women are incredible in their own right. I don't need to lead them. I just need to hold the space for them. So we moved from a traditional type of circle to an intuitive circle, a gathering of incredible, beautiful women that come together and share and hold space and connect on a deeper level, and have open and raw and authentic conversations, that we no longer need to worry about if it's too weird, or you may think this is strange. It's not. And no doubt that either several other women have had the same thoughts, or the same downloads, or the same connections, or you're opening them up for that. So it quickly moved to just catch-ups, to once a month we would have a catch-up out in nature, because it was beautiful and warm, and we had daylight saving, so it was at night. We could sit under the stars, or not even the stars, sit out in the afternoon light. And then we moved to indoors, and I just felt like the circles were great, and the gatherings were great, but I just wanted to bring a bit of fun into the group. So we then started to do dinners, going out for dinner together, and it was just a different atmosphere. It was fun and casual, and a definite different energy. So that came on board. And then I'd had the idea, even before I really started Soul Sisters, of having social media days where we would catch up in nature or in a cafe or anywhere and take photos of each other, because one, that can be a bit of a block for people of in front of the camera and taking photos of ourselves or videos, and just having fun with it rather than and also learning how to pose or what pose works, or getting to move your body and having fun and getting the natural photographs rather than the pose like this and pose like this. Just that true essence coming out in your photos, which also helps for our socials and our businesses and our families. So often mums and we hide behind the camera and just take all the photos, so there's no photos of us, or we don't like what we see and judge ourselves, so then we stay behind the camera or stay out of the picture. And this is a way to be in a safe and nurturing and beautiful space where women come together and help each other and hold each other and inspire each other and encourage each other. So we then started social media days, and it is just incredible. We go out in nature in different spots and take a tripod and we stand there taking photos and videos of each other and have some fun with it. And there was one moment where a lady brought bubbles, and we were blowing them in front of the camera and walking through, and it was just beautiful. It was incredible, and it's just bringing that childlike wonder and essence to our lives. We can get so caught up in the mundane and the to-do list and serving others, and we forget about connecting with our younger self and our child. Sorry if you can hear the car in the background. I'm out here on my beautiful, incredible space. We've got kids at home, so I come out here to the ocean, and there's a Corvette, of all things, a Corvette that is quite loud. So yeah, and then it's just expanded to where I'm bringing lunches out once a month as well, and now also retreats only 30 minutes away. So that's where Soul Sisters started. That's where the idea came. I could see and sense just from my own self and my own journey that it is just so needed, that we have been doing this by ourselves for centuries, so long. The medical practitioners have a space together and they share that together. That is my goal and dream, is we then have a spiritual center and have beautiful, incredible women of all different modalities come together and help and raise and connect. So, and I get why they've tried to make us feel like we're the black sheep of the family. I get why they have shunned us, and I get why they have mocked us in TV shows and movies, because we are powerful. We are powerful just by ourselves, let alone when we come together. And that's what they didn't want us to do. That is what was happening, is that if they could separate us, if they could have us isolated, then they could kind of reduce our power. They could dim our light just enough that we were worried about ridicule, and so much so, and the competition that they had put in our minds. That way we would stay just as one, because they knew, even though we are a powerhouse by ourselves, because we are women after all, we grow a fucking human being in our body. That human being only needs food and water to survive. That's how powerful we are, let alone the gifts we have and the impact we give. But together, that's what the legacy is here for. I had seen how incredible Soul Sisters was, and thought, I feel like I need to just get the name online, website, business name, and I tried to get Soul Sisters and it was taken. Fair enough too, because it's a very cool name. So then I'm like, okay, what other name? What else can I add to it to be able to obtain? And my husband had started a business called 5 Islands Legacy, and that legacy part of it, again, 5 Islands was taken, so we had to add another add-on, and legacy is what I got as a download one day, and that's the legacy that he's building for our family, for our kids, for himself. And I felt like legacy fit. I felt like that's what I'm building, is a legacy of incredible spiritual women coming together to unite as one and to rise together. I then tinkered with other things, other names, uniting, unified, destiny, and while some of them was taken, some of them were still free, and I was just not sure. So what do you do when you're not sure? You release control. You ask above. You ask for guidance. And that's what I did. I asked for guidance. And I was guided to, I've got quite a few oracle decks, tarot decks, and I was guided to pick one card from each deck. And I had put the intention that whatever word is to come after Soul Sisters, that is available, that would be the word. So I had, I think, about 6 different options, and they were all words that would frequently and be available within the decks, either the deck, the caption on the deck, or certainly in the book. And so I picked a card out of each of them, and I was going through, and none of them had any of the words to begin with, and I'm like, but the cards were all so incredible telling a story about Soul Sisters and to keep going, and it's going to be incredible, and you're doing an amazing thing here. So it was very positive going through all of, and to get all of that with so many different contexts was pretty cool until the last one. And the last one, as you know or can guess, had legacy in it, and spoke about the legacy. I'm going to get emotional. Spoke about the legacy that I am building, and that is within me. And I'm just like, okay, thank you. That has solidified the legacy part. And that's what it is that we are building, I am building, you are building, we are building a legacy for not only ourselves, for the women we are supporting and guiding and helping. It is also for their families, for their husbands, for their kids, for my kids, for the next generations, and their generations, and their generations, and their generations. That's how powerful we are. Not only can we birth and grow a human being in our fucking bodies, blows my mind. When you stop and think about it, blows my mind. Not only can we do that, can we be given a house and turn it into a home, but what we do now, what we choose to do now, has an impact, not only for us, for our kids, for the community that we are in and around, for Mother Earth, but for the generations to come. Not just one, not just two, not just 3, 4, 5. And that's where the legacy comes from. Uniting soul sisters on their path to build their legacy. Uniting as one. It is a wild and incredible journey that has been gifted to me to do and to bring forth, and I'm so honoured and I'm so grateful and I'm so appreciative of this. And it's interesting when you're on your journey and you follow the guidance, but you're just not sure where it's leading, why you've put down this path and then this path and that one closes and that one opens, until you then have a part of the piece, a part of the puzzle come together, and you look back and you're like, now I get it. Now I see it. I needed to be isolated. I needed to be by myself. I needed to feel like I was alone, because that gave me the strength and the will and the guidance to go within and to seek my soul sisters, to seek those who too had been going it alone, to bring them together, to put an end to doing it alone. And I'm ready. I'm really ready to not only build this in Illawarra. I am launching in Sydney, about to launch in the Wild Bay region of Queensland, further up north from Brisbane, and then also down south of Brisbane in Gold Coast. And you know when things normally like scare the shit out of you? This doesn't. because I know I'm ready, and I know that I've got this, and everything that I've been through has been leading me here. And this is just the beginning. So stay tuned for more, and how the next phase started with launching and the way that's unfolded. So thank you so much for joining me today. Stay tuned for so much more. If you're a soul sister that would like to come on and be a guest, then send me an email, send me a message, and I'll send you the application form, and we can see if it's aligning and bring you on. All right, my love, sending you so much love, so much light. Here's to the second series of Remember Who the Fuck You Are So the Game Can Change. Soul Sisters, the Legacy series. I am so grateful to bring this to you. Stay tuned for more. Follow, like, subscribe, and I will see you in the next episode. Mwah. Love you. Bye.